We've got a lot to go over in today's video, including how you can play an awesome PlayStation 4 game free right now, and it'll be available free from March 28th until April 3rd, and it's also being discounted right now, so if you want to own it past that date, you can get it as well. That free offer is a part of The Elder Scrolls 25th anniversary, and we have more Bethesda news. The Elder Scrolls Blades is hitting early access now. It's only going to be available on mobile devices, but Blades does look to be a pretty compelling game and a bigger budget mobile title than we're typically used to, and it does look to be making the transition to consoles at some point, so I did want to highlight that game. And also, speaking of Bethesda, we've got some details on Wolfenstein Youngblood, the standalone expansion to Wolfenstein 2. It's a cooperative shooter and it's pretty interesting. The game will be released later in July, and the deluxe edition is probably the most compelling element of it, that it's following in the footsteps of a game like A Way Out. I'll explain what I mean in a little bit when we get to that. Also, Cyberpunk 2077 is easily one of the most anticipated upcoming games. We don't know if it's going to be coming in 2019, and that begs the question, if it is a 2020 release, well, 2020 will probably bring the release of the PlayStation 5 and next Xbox. Could Cyberpunk 2077 be a next generation game? Well, CD Projekt Red says that that might be a possibility. Lastly, I do want to cover a couple of great game deals available right now. A lot of you guys are getting excited about all of No Man's Sky's updates that are coming right now. I want to highlight the fact that the game is $60 on the PlayStation Store, but don't be paying $60 for it. You can get the game at a significant discount at your local GameStop or Walmart, and then there's also a great deal available on Kingdom Come Deliverance. So more on that at the end of this video. First up, if you don't own Elder Scrolls Online from March 28th until April 30th, you can play the Elder Scrolls Online free on all platforms. And because the free play event includes access to the base game, this means that as a free player, you can check out the Elsfire Prologue. Yes, Elsfire is the latest major expansion for the Elder Scrolls Online, and also as a celebration of the 25th anniversary, they are unleashing the dragons upon Elsfire. Begin your journey to the Khajiit homeland with the ESO Elsfire Prologue, available today to all ESO players. There is one caveat: you will need a PlayStation Plus membership in order to participate, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but if you do have a Plus subscription, please give the Elder Scrolls Online a look. I know this is a game that got a lot of flack back when it released, all those years ago. However, it has developed into a very, very good MMO. One of the best ones that's available on the PlayStation 4. Honestly, it's on par with Final Fantasy XIV, and if you prefer the Elder Scrolls setting, well, you're probably going to enjoy Elder Scrolls Online more. Of course, there's also the Somerset expansion, and that made the game a lot better. I know it's cool to hate on Bethesda right now after the train wreck that was Fallout 76. However, the Elder Scrolls Online has been a really solid experience, and as far as quality MMOs go, it ranks up there with the best of them. And the great thing about ESO is that it makes the very, very smooth transition to the PlayStation 4. A lot of MMOs, it's kind of hard to bring it to the PS4, but ESO, just because it is your Elder Scrolls gameplay with some nuances, it does play very well on the PS4 as well. And again, you'll be able to play it free from March 28th to April 3rd, so you can try it out all weekend. And again, I do believe it's discounted 50% off to like $9.99. You can get the Somerset expansion as well, and then a bunch of the other Elder Scrolls games are on sale as well. If you want Skyrim Special Edition, Skyrim VR, all that good stuff is discounted. Next up, I want to highlight the other upcoming Elder Scrolls title, not Elder Scrolls 6. That game is a long, long ways away. However, the Elder Scrolls Blades is a mobile game. However, it's a bigger budget mobile game than you're typically used to, and at some point, it will be hitting the PlayStation 4, but right now, it looks to be going into early access very soon. The official Elder Scrolls website has a pretty in-depth FAQ about the game, and asking what is Elder Scrolls Blades, here's what it says. The Elder Scrolls Blades is a classic dungeon crawler reimagined. Create and customize your character, accept quests from your townspeople, rebuild your city, and unravel clues to an ancient mystery, or venture into the abyss to see how far you can go in an endless dungeon. The story of the Elder Scrolls Blades centers around the Blades. The Empire's top agents are forced into exile. On the run, you return to your hometown to find it destroyed. As far as when you'll get into early access if you sign up, we're inviting players into early access on a rolling basis. Keep an eye on your email for the invite and update your email preferences to make sure that we can reach you. We are doing our best to get everyone who signed up for early access into the game as quickly as possible. Early access is available on a variety of different iOS and Android platforms, and they list all of those platforms, but they do also note, our goal is to support as many Android and iOS devices as possible, and we will evaluate additional devices on an ongoing basis. To me, I think at some point this game will come to the PlayStation 4. Again, that's not confirmed, but when they announced this game, they did say they want to bring it to as many platforms as possible, so I did want to highlight it. And as Blizzard once so famously said, do you guys not have phones? That's a little bit of a joke, and let's move on from that. Wolfenstein Youngblood got an official story trailer, and this is a game that I'm pretty excited for. I loved Wolfenstein 2, and now you're giving me a cooperative Wolfenstein experience? Yeah, sign me the hell up. Wolfenstein Youngblood welcomes you into 1980s. BJ Blazkowicz is missing his last known whereabouts, Nazi-occupied Paris. The only ones who can find him are his twin daughters Jess and Soph Blazkowicz. And no Nazi scum are gonna stand in their way. Liberate Paris from the Nazi threat as you search for your father in the first-person open-ended co-op adventure in the series, either with a friend or an AI companion. Would highly recommend you not to do the AI companion route. We saw how that turned out with Resident Evil 5. Obviously, it's been 10 years since RE5's release, but still, I have bad memories from that game playing with an AI companion. Get yourself a friend and play through it that way. Wolfenstein Youngblood hits the PlayStation 4 on July 26th, and here's what's the really interesting note about it. Wolfenstein Youngblood will have a deluxe edition. It's $10 more expensive. It gives you a buddy pass so you can invite a friend even if they don't own the game. The deluxe edition also includes the Cyborg skin pack decking out the Blazkowicz sister in titanium alloy versions of their power suits, guns, combat knives, and hatchets. So that's a pretty cool element. Kind of a bummer that you do have to buy the deluxe edition, which is $10 more expensive, but still, that definitely beats two people buying the game separately. I believe it's $30 a pop and the deluxe edition is $40. So if you do want to save some money and split the cost of the game with a friend, that's a pretty good route to go, and you do get some cool in-game items too. Not a bad idea at all. I imagine Wolfenstein Youngblood is going to go a little bit under the radar, so I wanted to give it a mention. And hey, would you look at that? Summer is looking to get a little bit busier. There's actually a couple of interesting games coming out this summer. We've got Judgment, we've got Control, we've got AI the Subminium Files. I believe The Sinking City is early on in the summer. Summer is looking to be pretty interesting. Not absolutely packed at this point, but there are some interesting games I'll be checking out this summer, which typically isn't the case. The summer is usually a pretty dead period. Next up, Cyberpunk 2077 is a game that definitely won't be out this summer. Who knows if it'll be out in the fall? I think it's a possibility. However, many are thinking it'll be a 2020 game, and that begs the question, will this be a PlayStation 5 and next Xbox title? We know it's on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, but if next-gen consoles are out by that time, you'd have to wonder, is it going to be released on those platforms? And here's what CD Projekt Red said. Quote, if there's an opportunity for us to launch Cyberpunk for another generation, we would want to do this probably. That was during today's financial results report of fiscal year 2018. CD Projekt Red Adam Kaczynski made that statement, and he also talked about CDPR's next game that's making the rounds. We know they're working on Cyberpunk 2077, but they've got another game that's due out before the end of 2021, and he noted that the project is already being worked on, and it will be a brand new title that he wants to go beyond gamers' expectations. The team is much smaller than the one working on Cyberpunk 2077, but the quality is obviously going to be as high as possible. Considering it's CDPR, quality is exactly what I've expected. I don't remember the last CDPR title that wasn't of extremely high quality. Even a title like Thronebreaker: The Witcher Tale being a smaller title, that game was still packed with immense quality. And then you see the excellence of The Witcher 3, you see how Cyberpunk 2077 is shaping up. Yeah, it's pretty remarkable, and it does look like Cyberpunk 2077 will keep the doors open for a PlayStation 5 release, which I think is nice. I think on the PlayStation 4, technically speaking, it will be a little bit limited. I'm sure it'll look great for a PlayStation 4 title, but obviously the handcuffs will be completely removed as a PS5 game. Lastly, I do want to give you guys a heads up on a couple of great deals available right now. A lot of you guys are excited for No Man's Sky with the Beyond update, VR getting added, a more robust online component, but don't be paying $60 for the game, which is what the game is priced at on the PlayStation Store. You can get it right now over at your local GameStop for $9.97. Now, unfortunately, it's out of stock online, so you gotta go into your local store. They do have pre-owned copies in stock online, and it's definitely better than paying the $60. However, it is priced at $17.99, which is a little bit more pricier than a new copy, so figure that one out. Walmart seems to also have copies of No Man's Sky for $9.97, but again, this is a case where you have to go in store. Worst comes to worst, don't buy the $60 download copy and get yourself a pre-owned copy. That you can order directly online, and it would be a shame if you guys dropped a full $60. One of the best things about No Man's Sky versus the release in 2016 is that you don't have to pay a full $60 for it. You get a much better experience and you're paying a fraction of the cost. Seems like a no-brainer to me. And lastly, another game you're paying a fraction of its original cost for, Kingdom Come Deliverance, is down to just $15 over on Target.com. You can order this directly online. However, if you do want free standard shipping, you do have to make a $35 order, so that's something to note. If you go in store, you can cop it for $15, which is a great buy for KCD. A game that had its fair share of issues at launch, but it's gotten a lot better, and if you want a historical themed open world RPG, KCD is a pretty good pickup. Visually, it's great, storytelling is solid, and gameplay wise, it's a little difficult, a little bit of a learning curve, but a lot of fun to be had here. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, right now you can check out The Elder Scrolls Online free on the PlayStation 4 from March 28th to April 3rd. The Elder Scrolls Blades is going into early access. Wolfenstein Youngblood has gotten an official story trailer, and that'll be out July 26th. Cyberpunk 2077 might be a cross-gen title. And check out those deals on No Man's Sky and KCD. The No Man's Sky deal has been available for a little bit, but I think it's a little bit more relevant now with all the updates we're getting on Beyond. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.